Dear friends and colleagues, I wish to convey my sincere thanks to the Sasakawa Health Foundation for providing this opportunity to address you. We are living in deeply violent times, violence that is visible in wars, displacement, and humanitarian crisis, but also violence that is less visible and yet equally devastating, violence embedded in exclusion, inequality, and discrimination. In this context, peace cannot be understood only as the absence of conflict and violence. Peace must also be understood as the presence of justice, dignity, and equal rights. For millions of persons affected by leprosy, peace has never truly existed, not because of war, but because of discrimination. Discrimination that isolates people from their families, excludes them from education, employment, housing, and public life, and persists in laws, policies, and institutional practices long after the disease has been cured or even when it has never been diagnosed. Where discrimination is tolerated, peace is impossible. Leprosy reminds us that peace is not merely a political condition. It is a social and ethical achievement rooted in justice, dignity, and equality. Leprosy is curable. Treatment exists, knowledge exists, and yet discrimination continues to shape the lives of persons affected and their families across generations. This is not a failure of medicine, it is a failure of social justice. Across the world, persons affected by leprosy continues to face discriminatory laws, separation, denial of legal capacity, barriers to study, to work, and exclusion from social care and protection systems. These practices are not cultural misunderstandings. They are human rights violations. They directly contradict the state's obligations under international human rights law, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenants on Civil and Political Rights and on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and the UN Principles and Guidelines for the Elimination of Discrimination against Persons Affected by Leprosy and their family members. Ending discrimination, therefore, is not optional, it is a legal duty. Discrimination operates as a form of structural violence. It restricts life opportunities, produces poverty and dependence, and undermines autonomy, dignity, and belonging. When people are excluded because of leprosy, trust in institutions erodes, communities fracture, and social cohesion weakens. And without social cohesion, peace cannot be sustained. Peace is not built only through ceasefires or treaties. Peace is built when societies guarantee equal rights, protect dignity, and ensure that no one is left behind. This is why the elimination of discrimination against persons affected by leprosy is inseparable from the search for peace. Social justice requires more than curing disease. It requires transforming the systems that allow discrimination to persist. Peace is built when discriminatory laws are revoked, when health and education systems are inclusive and accessible, when treatment is continuous, affordable, and dignified, and when persons affected participate meaningfully in decisions that shape their lives and communities. This is not charity, it is justice. Recognizing persons affected by leprosy as right holders rather than passive recipients of care is a fundamental step toward peaceful and inclusive societies. Care, participation, and equality are not secondary values, they are the foundation of peace. In a world marked by conflict, death, displacement, and deep inequality, the continued discrimination against persons affected by leprosy reminds us that peace remains unfinished. Ending leprosy is not only a technical or medical goal, it is a political, legal, and ethical commitment. a commitment to dismantle discriminatory laws and practices, to invest in inclusive education and health systems, to uphold dignity, equality, and solidarity. In 2026, let us be clear. There can be no peace without social justice. There can be no justice where discrimination persists, and there can be no end to leprosy without rights. When rights are protected, justice follows. When justice prevails, peace becomes possible, and so does the end of leprosy. Thank you so much.